native gods. There's nothing we can't do. Come on! Quit your stupid native games and call me already! Come on, boy, move it!
After nearly escaping death at the hands of the Powhatan Indians, I find myself headed to New England to hunt down an even more dangerous game, the New England Puritan.
Oh, here comes a big one right now. New England Puritan walking right into my trap. The New England Puritans are a highly endangered species being threatened as the natural habitat is destroyed by deforestation. Gotcha!
What is this? What is happening to me?
I got this Puritan here.
Around a person just walking
They're highly
down the
endangered,
road.
so we need to put radio collars on them to track their movement and gain more information about their habits so we can know how to better conserve them. Come here, boy, I'm not going to hurt you.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm just going to put this around your neck, don't worry. Oh, he's biting, it's a big one. Oh, gotcha. Let him go. He's returning to his natural habitat now. This has been a success. Inside the town of Plymouth, interviewing William Bradford. Bradford was the governor of Plymouth Plantation. He led his group of Puritans on a long journey to escape their natural predators, the Anglican Church.
Well, I wouldn't call the British our natural predators, but yes, I suppose so.
So what would you say helped you the most on your long journey?
The hand of God helped us in our every endeavor. Providence was on our side.
The Puritans believed in a providential view of the universe in which God directly influences the course of human events. So, Bradford, how did your colony deal with the massive threat posed by the savage, bloodthirsty Indians?
Actually, we haven't had any problems with the Indians. We formed a formal treaty with the local Pokanoket Indians. They've been very helpful, especially Squanto and Samoset.
Unlike Virginia, the Puritans got off to a friendly start with the Indians. They're lucky, too, as the North American Indian is one of the most venomous animals in the world. One poisoned arrow and you're toast. In Virginia, only my sheer cunning and epic heroism managed to save the day and defeat the swarms of bloodthirsty savages. So, Bradford, are you married?
Well, I was married, but...
The Puritans had a very unique set of mating rituals. The Puritans believed that women's role in society was to be subservient to their husband. They believed that the suffering of childbirth gave women a moral purity lacked by men. In fact, many husbands felt guilty if their wives didn't die in childbirth, seeing that it was the pleasure they derived from the sexual intercourse which led directly to their wives' great suffering in childbirth. So, Bradford, are you married?
Well, I was married, but my wife...
William Bradford's first wife died when she slipped over the side of the Mayflower and directly into the drink. Mr. Bradford, do you believe that it was God's will that caused your wife to kick the can?
God's will directs all events in human history. If my wife died, it was part of His plan.
Historians speculate that Bradford's wife may in fact have committed suicide. The fear of settling in the New World may have just been too much for the poor old woman. Her death was not God's will, but her own. In addition, she had to leave behind her only son, and this may just have been too much. It was the straw that broke the camel's back and caused her to finally slip over the edge. Bradford, did you derive pleasure from the sexual intercourse which led to the birth of your son and ultimately your wife's suicide?
I think I'll be leaving now.
Here we found some of the New England Puritans in their native habitat. It appears that they are engaged in some sort of deadly missile warfare against an unknown, invisible enemy. I'm gonna go over and try to engage them. We need to put radio collars on them in order to better track their movements. Hey, calm down now, little brother. I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh, he's coming at me now. Oh, he's real mad. I pissed this one off good. Cotton Mather is a notable clergyman who contributes daily to the paranoid, xenophobic atmosphere of Puritan life. He does this by lecturing people on witches.
Yes, sir. Always want to raise awareness. Witches are real, no matter what anybody says about them.
Cotton Mather has contributed many pamphlets to the subject of witchcraft, including a 1688 publication, Remarkable Providences.
Yes, it's important to bring the issue of witchcraft to the public consciousness. It's not just an old issue, it's everywhere. In modern religion, the devil's work is everywhere.
Yes, of course. I believe everything you're saying. It's important to feign belief to avoid offending the local fauna. Now, can you explain the concept of grace for me?
Grace is the transformation when you realize the all-power of God and how insignificant you are in terms of Him. It happens after death, or not.
Now, how do you know that you have grace? I thought that you said the only way to know for sure was if you died and found out.
Well, I used to have the most petrifying fear of snakes, but I am no longer afraid of them.
You see, the thing with snakes is that you can't be afraid to get right up close and personal with them. You see, if they sense any fear at all, they think that you're a predator and they bite. It's just a defense mechanism. And snakes are highly venomous, so you're in big trouble then. You see, I think that the best way to overcome the fear of getting bitten is to get bitten.
Well, for me, God stopped my fear of snakes. Praise the Lord.
Now, how do you know that you have grace? Because I thought that you said earlier that the only way to know for sure was to die.
Well, because the divine God, may He be praised, has granted it to me.
Well, how do you know?
Because I feel it.
See, I don't personally go for much of this grace stuff myself. Oh, crap. I just broken my cover. He knows I'm an Anglican. He's gonna try and bite me. The New England Puritan is one of the most dangerous, venomous bites in the world. One bite from that sucker, and I'm toast. I'm now interviewing John Winthrop. He helped to found the Massachusetts settlement. Born in 1587/88, John Winthrop remained a leading governor of Massachusetts Bay for over 30 years. Winthrop, Arkansas is not named after him. Mr. Winthrop, what made you interested in coming to the New World?
Well, as I explained in my Model of Christian Charity, which I distributed...
John Winthrop gave a sermon called A Model of Christian Charity to the settlers.
Yes. As I said, I wanted to break away from England and create a new moral example. I wanted to found a city upon a hill.
John Winthrop wanted to found a city upon a hill. He thought that the advantage of higher ground would give them an edge against their enemies, the Anglican Church.
No, that's not it at all. I wanted to set a religious example for the rest of the world.
Apparently, he also thought that being up on a hill would let other people see their churches better.
No, that's not what I was trying to do at all.
So, Mr. Winthrop, what was your policy towards religious debate?
Well, I consider myself fairly tolerant towards other religions.
Mr. Winthrop was one of the less tolerant Puritans towards other religious sects, such as the Antinomians, that didn't directly match his own beliefs. If he finds out I'm an Anglican, I'm dead for sure.
You're what?
A devout Puritan, of course. The only way to blend in among these highly dangerous animals is to feign devout religious fanaticism. One more failing, and I'm dead.
I'm gonna sort of go over there now.
John Winthrop lived for many more years before suffering a cash crisis due to questionable financial dealings, while simultaneously his beloved Puritan society that he helped to found crumbled around him, suffering a moral and spiritual bankruptcy of its own. He ended up dying a long, slow, horrible, painful death.
Wait, what?
Don't worry, Mr. Winthrop. When the time came, Nationwide was on your side. I've been blending into the Puritan society for a little over 9 months now. They've come to regard me as one of their own, and don't suspect a thing. They've even avoided me to the punishment of one of their women. They've put her up on some sort of scaffold and put some sort of a letter on her chest. Wait, is that Hester? Crikey, sorry folks, I gotta go. See you next week.
Oh, hello, Mr. Smith.
Oh, sorry.
Let me introduce
I'd
myself.
love to talk to you.
I'm Roger Chillingforth.
I'd love to talk to you at some other point, but right now the Puritans just found out that the woman I slept with is pregnant, and I gotta get out of here.
Wait, that was you? You horrible person!
Oh, crikey. That was close. I think I lost it.
Hey, it's you. I'm gonna get you, you son of a witch. I'm the son of a first-generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. I'm a God-fearing, hard-working wagon driver, hogging up the road on my flower, chug-a-lug-a-lugging 5 knots an hour on the International Mayflower. 3 miles of Puritan saying their prayers. Hutchinson not giving a care, not before an angry God. Late to work, no road rage jerks driving by me flipping the bird. Cause I'm the son of a first generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. I'm a God-fearing, hard-working wagon driver, hogging up the road on my flower, chug-a-lug-a-lugging 5 knots an hour
on the International Mayflower.